So my very first culture shock was when I flew to Germany with Singapore Airlines to Frankfurt, and I needed to go to the toilet, and I noticed when I was finished there were no trash bin at all.
Yes.
I wondered, what the fuck? What am I supposed to do with this dirty, wet toilet paper?
Yeah, throw them in like normal person.
It's not normal. So what I did was I just put it in my pocket.
Gee.
I went back and sit, and there were like 2 German omas, like literally all besides me.
The poor ladies.
I was asking them, where should I even put this toilet paper? And I really showed them the toilet paper, no? A bit wet already. And they were like looking at me so like crazy, like, and they said, just throw it there. I didn't understand what they mean. So
This reminds me of the movie Borat from back then, when he was first in this New York hotel and thought that the toilet bowl is his washing device.
In other countries, I'm pretty sure it's not like that. If you go to toilet, you just put the toilet paper in the trash bins. You can't put it inside the toilet.
No, it has to do with the piping. I know there are some in South Europe, a lot of countries have this restriction as well. It's all depending on the pipes and plumbing.
For us it will be then all blocked, so we can't do that.
Yeah, that's because the pipes are too small. Here we have this big buoy.
But the expression, I can't forget that until now.
Yeah, they probably thought this is a hidden camera show there.
Yeah, but that was really funny. Like, that was genuinely funny and confusing for me. This was the first what the fuck moment in my journey to Germany.
Yes.
This was quite comical, actually.
I'm sure a lot more followed.
And then the next, I arrived in Frankfurt am Main, so Frankfurt International Airport. It's not really cultural shock. We already arrived, and then we stepped out from the plane, and then I noticed it's not cold at all. It's not bad. And I was like wondering, what the fuck are these influencers talking about? The Indonesian influencers that are abroad, talking that it's cold and everything. I noticed it's actually extremely bearable, and I was quite confident I am rocking it. And then until I stepped out, it was, I guess, I was in the wrong side of the airport. It was, I guess, the Straßenbahn. Yeah, basically S-Bahn. And I was there. It was extremely cold, feels like slapping in my face. Why do you guys have AC in Indonesia?
Yes.
I mean, our ACs are always indoor, but this time the ACs is outdoor, which is a bit...
No, this is the world itself.
Yeah, this was interesting. Okay, I can't survive longer, so I get inside, and then I just look for and waited.
Yeah, I had this vice versa back then when I first flew to Turkey when I was like 8 or 9 back then. I was then getting from Düsseldorf in the plane, and then like 3 hours it was like normal German temperatures, everything normal, probably you would say cold. And then when we arrived like 3 hours later in Turkey, we got out of the airplane and it was like, I don't know, 38 degree plus. And then it was like someone is hitting you in the face with... Yeah.
I understand.
I guess it's a vice versa effect.
But it was literally just a slap in the face, no?
Yeah, it was like a slap in the face, like it's just very warm and humid, no? Yes, and this was back then some smaller airport in Turkey. I think it wasn't like that you just got out of the plane, everything indoors, just plane door open and then stairs down.
My first days in Germany, the first night was actually quite terrible because I was extremely scared. Well, of course, it's rural Germany.
Yeah.
It's extremely dark and I was freaking out all the time. And I couldn't sleep because the wind was extremely loud. It was autumn. It was fall. And I thought anytime the tornado... So I thought anytime tornado would hit this house anytime. And that's why I was like extremely freaked out.
No.
But I guess that's just fall.
That's just normal fall weather, yes.
Then my next first days, like I explored a bit the small city. I was walking and then I wanted to cross the street. In Indonesia, you normally just have to wait that no cars or no motorbikes were coming nearby. So you just have to run across the street. But here in Germany, they actually stop for you, which was at first a bit embarrassing and confusing. I didn't know why they stopped, so
Yeah, because they have to.
Because I stood there for like 3 seconds, I guess, staring at the car, like, I don't understand, what is this? And then I realized, okay, I have to run, so I run.
Yeah.
So yeah, the cars in Germany actually let you to go
Yeah,
through.
because they have to. What do you think? How much they would have to pay when something happens because they don't do it?
In Indonesia, nobody cares. No, I mean, in Indonesia, they don't. Of course, they don't hit you, but they won't stop for you at all. They have to work. They all have rush. So you just need to walk. You just need to step on the street and pray that nobody hits you.
No, I would say the Germans have already been fined to submission with
Okay.
with the police having lots of free time and liking to make speeding controls.
Yeah.
And you remember this time when we had to pay €100 because.
But then the good cultural shocks is, I guess, when I went to the supermarket and the milks and the yogurt, chocolates, they are all very cheap.
Yes.
In comparison to Indonesia, I was wondering, this country is so rich, but the products are actually much cheaper than Indonesia. What the fuck is this? It's so unfair. Yeah, the butter too. The butter is also very cheap in comparison to Indonesia.
Well, we have our own milk here in Indonesia. It does not make its own milk.
No, yeah, I felt like it's a scam for Indonesia then.
Yes, I don't know. Probably it has to do with the climate there, I guess.
Then the next thing is, I guess, the trash system.
The trash, the recycling.
Recycling system.
Yes,
all these colored trashes in Indonesia. You just have one trash for literally everything. No one cares whether it's bio or whether it's paper, whether it's vegetables. You just dump it in one trash and buy. But here in Germany, for the first time, I was extremely confused because while there are 5 different type of trashes, I couldn't memorize it, so I just threw whatever.
Yeah, sometimes to this day.
Yeah, and I still remember someone was annoyed because I put some banana skin in the plastic.
I would say this is not this big of an issue.
I mean, I guess they have their own purpose, and I think it's good too, maybe. The Indonesians, they would love it.
They would love it.
How do you say it? The people that collects plastic trashes or paper trashes.
Yes.
Yeah, they won't have to dump diving.
Go dumpster diving.
Yeah, go dumpster diving. To do this, they would really just steal all of this and then sell it.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, that's how it works here as well. I mean, the companies who get the trash cans sell the trash as well, or get some resources out of it.
Making it easier. It's actually very positive, but for the first time, it's a bit cultural shock as well, and you need some time to adjust.
I can just say that our dumpster divers are already industrialized. Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. I guess the first things that I noticed in Germany are how a bit creepy the people are. Like, not creepy in the sense of creeps or anything, but it's just extremely different with Indonesians. We always smile and we always like and always like dancing likely when we walk. But the people here were rather grumpy. But I guess I understand now because it was fall back then.
Yeah.
So I guess with the weather you get more grumpy as well. But
yeah, of course, if you have to go outside and it's cold and windy and best of all raining or even worse, it is going down.
But the context was back then I'm a new girl from Indonesia and it was always tropical sun and so I was always cheerful and everything and everybody looked at me like I'm crazy or something, so that's why.
Yeah, I remember Nessie had a very happy aura back then.
No, not anymore.
Well, you adapted to the environment.
I just adapted. That's emotional intelligence too.
Yes.
Or not.
No.
Imagine I'm still extremely asocial and still be happy and cheerful all the time when everyone is grumpy as fuck.
Yeah.
That's a bit awkward, right?
Yeah, this would be a bit weird.
But that's, if you put it like this, will be more like negative side for me because I know the Germans could be really grumpy and cold weather, cold people. But I notice I become more and more like them every single year. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but of course it's me adapting, but at the same time I miss that old self of me.
I guess it can be reactivated easily.
Yeah, of course. That's why I always demand to Nikki that we should move to Bali. I guess Nikki still feel this cute, lively ray of sunshine energy inside of me when I'm happy.
Yes.
But I guess pretty rare.
Yeah.
Because as you can see, Germany is, let's say, 10 months pure cold. 10 months.
That's a bit overdoing it.
It's not overdoing, it's 10 months cold. I've been living here in Germany for almost 3 years, and it's mostly really 10 months cold. 2 months then actually hot summer. But the rest of it, like spring, it's actually still cold.
Well, as you see, the 4 seasons are being redefined before our eyes right now.
What?
It's all good.
What do you mean?
All good.
What do you mean? Elaborate.
Well, if you just take the year and say just 10 are cold and 2 are warm.
Well, I know that there are 4 seasons and each seasons last for 3 months, but in reality, 10 months out of 12, they are all extremely cold. You can't go outside without jacket. That's my definition of summer.
Yeah.
You call that summer? Literally last year I had to use a pullover and jacket all the time. This wasn't summer. This was fall. Dressed as summer. What do you think?
Yeah, nothing. We just start to argue if this goes on. The next topic.
And I guess the most annoying cultural shock, well, it's not really cultural, maybe it is cultural, but it's government thing. I felt a bit scammed too. Everyone says in Germany the healthcare is free, blah blah. But those who say that are Americans because they never had any free healthcare in their entire life. But for Indonesians like me, we already have a very good and free healthcare in the first place. And the best thing is you just need to come to whatever, like hospital, doctors, in the same day and you will get treated. But here in Germany you have to wait months for that, for an appointment, and I think that's so annoying, especially if you have public insurance. It feels like extremely classist because they prioritize the people with private insurance. So I don't know about this. I have a bit mixed feeling about this because it still pissed me off. But let's say Germany's healthcare could be better. What do you think though?
No, of course, the system itself is not working out anymore, really.
Yeah, not working.
Yeah, as you said yourself, there's 2 classes. You have first the public healthcare, which is of course not free. It's every month.
It's not free. Like
It's every month hundreds of euro taken away from your income.
That's not free at all.
You don't even have a choice, except you become the big boss yourself with high income. Then you can opt out of it, but then you have to buy the private insurance. And yeah, and this leads to the fact that the public insurance people are so much and they can always go get their doctor visits paid, so they tend to go there for like every little bit that they have and every little finger that hurts them. And one guy has caught once, and then of course he has to go there. And this leads to that the capacities of the doctors are at some point this high with these people that they don't earn money anymore for the work there, because at a certain limit the public insurance company, or however it's called, is then saying we only pay this much each month and that's it. Because they have a budget as well. And then we have the situation that many doctors and specialized doctors just don't take in new patients anymore if they are not private insurance, because they won't get paid to treat them.
That's so annoying. It's actually very dystopian slowly.
Yes, this is when the system grows older and doesn't get really reformed over long decades. And yeah, well.
Yeah, if you're German or Indonesian, I just want to let you know Indonesian is better. Indonesian insurance or healthcare is much better because I think it's a good fact that we are still a huge community, so very people-oriented. The doctors there, well, of course, they are also as rich as the doctors in Germany. But let's say they still have this moral, you know, so they just want to treat people whether they can pay it or not. It's a fact. But
yeah, I don't think that they don't want to do it here. It's just that they can't anymore because they are too full.
Well, we are full too, and it's a fact because in hospital, for example, it's not rare that I have to wait like 2 hours in the waiting room. Mostly it's just an hour, but you get it, it's always extremely full, the clinics and the hospitals in our place, but somehow it just always works, and that's what actually makes me feel amazed to the Indonesian healthcare, because we have a lot more people, a lot more doctors, let's say, but a lot more people, of course. It's always full, but somehow the doctor can handle everyone. And we have huge hospitals as well in Surabaya, in Jakarta. Like thousands of people go there daily from the villages.
Ja, that's very nice.
And in Indonesia, you have the right to not insure yourself.
Yeah, they simply just let you do what you want then.
Yeah, it's actual freedom.
Yeah.
I think it's quite ridiculous that we have to pay hundreds of euros for insurances here in Germany, because for hundreds of euros is so ridiculous, to be honest. You can just save that money with the same amount after 20 years. You can pay your own illness or sickness when you are actually sick, you know. You get me? No, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, I guess depends on the sickness, but yeah.
No, it's actually like that. For example, if you pay a private insurance for 500 euro per month, that's already 7,000 per year, and in span of 20 years, that's already hundreds of thousand euro you can save without having to pay insurance.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what the medical treatments will actually cost. I mean, in America, I know when someone has cancer or so, this is hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the prices are not that far off here, I'm sure.
Yeah, the problem is, I guess, it's just overpriced.
Yeah, of course it's
extremely
overpriced.
overpriced. Like, of course, I mean, it's because it's America, it's with USD, but if Indonesia, it won't cost that much. Well, of course, it will cost a lot, but not that much. That's the point. You can't afford it. The next thing that I find not so nice in Germany, well, I guess it's culture shock too, but it's correlated with each other, is Germany's public transportation plus the amount of alcoholism and drug addicts in the street. This is something new, completely a new world for me, because in Indonesia you won't see alcoholic or drug addicts randomly like that in the street.
No.
And it feels ironically much safer in Indonesia than in Germany, because with these people in big, what's Bahnhof of English?
Train station.
In big train stations where a lot of people laying down there and screaming around. You remember our adventure in Hamburg, Treasure? Yes. This was extremely bizarre for me. There were a lot of happening all at the same time. Like, yes, just people throwing away glass bottle on the rail.
On the tracks down, yeah.
That, and then there are some homeless people.
Yes.
And there were also a lot of drug addicts screaming around, begging for money. This was extremely...
That's a very special ambience.
This felt extremely insecure.
Yeah, I can believe that.
And I'm grateful I always go to public transportation mostly with people. I never go there alone, like with you first and with my cousin. So I never actually do it alone, well, once or twice, no. But with ICE too.
Yes.
Because it's just so uncomfortable.
Yeah, of course, I believe that. This is no fun.
And the Deutsche Bahn, they are also very lacking in comparison to Indonesia. It's so annoying.
The Deutsche Bahn is indeed...
its own theme, I guess. We can talk about it in our next video.
This deserves an extra episode, I would even say. This is,
it deserves its own episode, but...
It's a disaster, let's just say it like this.
The price is just monstrous. Why does it cost 60 euro for a service that barely functioning?
Yes, that's a good question. I would say to pay the pensions for the company, but who am I?
Yeah. So if you are a German, what do you think about this topic as well? Because to be honest,
also the Deutsche Bahn is like the Germans' favorite topic. If they don't have anything to complain right now, you can always be sure that the conversation will very soon revolve around us.
Well, and you can understand it as well. We live in small cities, that's why we don't need small city, and we don't need public transportation to commute. You just use car. But for big cities people, this is extremely annoying. You have to go to work. You spend your literally hours of your day, and then in total maybe years of your life in Deutsche Bahn in this train, waiting for train.
No, I wouldn't say that. Even the young people from small town, when they always need to drive to the bigger town because they, of course, like to spend their time there, they all the time have to drive this trains.
That's something different. The young people from small city, they want to, but the big cities people, they have to. They have to use the train or the public transport to go to everywhere.
Die sind jetzt nicht Deutsche Bahn. In der Stadt, each city has their own.
It's Deutsche Bahn generell.
Yeah.
You can say it.
No, in the big cities, I have to correct a little bit. That's not Deutsche Bahn. This is every city has their own little public transportation company and organization. So this is not actually Deutsche Bahn.
But still, the frustrations go to Deutsche Bahn. So let's say.
Yes, of course, they are the main culprits of all evil. This is.
So let's say they are just 20% of the entire public transportation, but they cause 80% of the stress. So I guess it deserves its own episode.
Yes, it's very adventurous if you have to, especially for long drives.
And to be honest, most of my public transport's problem are from Deutsche Bahn. So
yes.
It all happens in Deutsche Bahn app. So
yes, I vividly remember a few instances of Nessie having a not so nice time. Let's say it like this was very.
Well, we already
bad.
talked a lot about cultural shocks today.
Yes.
And I don't know if it deserves its own episode too, but Ausländerbehörde. So Foreigner. Foreigner Migration Office. I don't think it's cultural shock. It deserves its own episode. But let's say all these public services people. Like.
Yeah, in German it's Beamte.
I know, but
public
in English
servant or officials, however you want to call them.
All the officials in Germany, they work extremely slow. It's crazy. In Indonesia, you can just come to them and tell them what you want, and you will have it most of the time, 90% of the time. You will have it in your hand for 30 minutes. And with the officials in Germany, this is really something else.
Yeah, you are dealing now with advanced bureaucracy. And
I don't think that's even necessary. Everyone's making everyone's life complicated.
Nessie, it's a self-growing system. It's like, I don't know. It's like a fungus, a mushroom. And they have this underground things and roots. There are some that are extremely huge, and it's an interesting topic, but we are not here for science. Anyways, but this is like self-growing and you can't weed it out, and every little thing is then influencing the other, and this is like this bureaucracy. It's, I guess if you dive too deep in it, you actually go crazy.
Well, yeah. Basically, everything needs appointment in Germany, which is, to be honest, it could be good and bad. For me, I really like to be organized, and I like the structures. I like appointments, basically. But sometimes
first person who likes appointments.
Well, for official things like that, or for doctors, I kind of like it because in Indonesia you are used to just walk in and then do your shit, but it's a bit way too flexible for me. But let's say for fun things, like let's say nails or salon or anything, you have to most of the time get appointment, which I find a bit ridiculous.
Yes.
Because you want to have fun and you want to relax. Why must you plan your relax time? It's a bit weird, but...
Yeah, I don't know. Typically, I'm not so often at the nail salon or whatever. So.
Yeah, it's literally for everything. You need appointment for literally each businesses. You know it yourself.
Yeah.
Most of them, at least.
I guess if you have stuff like you go to the photographer or not even, I don't know. I have a bit of struggle, but I guess for like body treatments or shit, I guess yes. But
if you like flexibility and you like spontaneous things, Indonesia is much better place than Germany. Because you can't just walk in here in some offices in Germany and say you need something. You can't. Most of the time.
Remember your Wechseln Arbeitsamt when you first arrived and you just wanted to ask quickly something, and then how was it if I recall it? First they asked you if you have appointment, and they say no. Then can we just make appointment, and then. They had to send it. You offered them to just send you appointment via mail then, because they couldn't do it on the spot. And then
they actually did, but it's already too late. I know this occasion, but there are another occasion where they actually did send the mail, but the appointment date is already expired.
Yes, they sent
It's
her a
already-
letter, she wants to say.
Yeah, let's say my appointment is on 7 o'clock. The mail comes at 11 o'clock. Yeah, thank you. I passed my appointment.
Yeah, but I was personally a bit shocked as well. I didn't think they would be still like that. But she actually went in there, asked for appointment from them and just sent me, no, we can't do it via mail. Datenschutz again, I guess, data protection. And then they actually sent her a good old paperback letter via mail. Just sadly, it arrived too late for the appointment.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Just
Yeah.
trust me, when we move to Indonesia, we can do whatever we want. If we are sick, we can just go to the doctor. If we want a treatment, we can just go to salon. If we want something from the officials, we can just go there.
Yeah.
No appointment.
You can even, I guess you can even invite them for dinner or just
Yeah.
bring them something nice and then they will work even faster for you.
Well, that's normal in Indonesia. You just visit people without noticing them anything, you know, and it's a bit annoying as well for me. That's why I said I like appointments, but not too much like balance of them. I don't want you to come to my house without saying anything. I have to prepare too.
Yeah,
but-
I saw that in lots of the Indonesian movies we watch where all the time the neighbors are suddenly standing somewhere in your kitchen or something.
Well, it feels like invading my privacy, and that's why.
Yes, there was this one movie where this young couple just engaging in a private activity when suddenly the neighbor were like on the bedroom door. Are you hurt?
Well, then correlating to this, I guess, let's say the closing of today, culture shock, is that the Germans are, let's say, they have its own pros and cons, but they are extremely chill as neighbors. They don't really care about what you do.
Yes,
They
of
will just
course.
let you in peace.
I guess
you
that
don't bother
depends
them.
a bit on the area as well. Aber
Well, in general, in big cities, most definitely they don't care.
in big cities they don't care. And even in in the area where we live here, it's not that big of an issue. But if you're in like extreme village or something, then of course
Well,
you can.
I'm talking about like my neighbors back then always sitting in front of their house and watching all my activities, and it's a bit
Yes.
extremely uncomfortable. It gets really uncomfortable, and well, of course, it's like neighbors are like its own community, and you can literally ask them for anything. It's like give and take, no? But
Yes.
it has its own pros and cons. But honestly, I would prefer that. Please mind your own business.
Yeah, there I'm on your side. This is what I would prefer as well.
But of course, if you live in Indonesia, you can literally ask your neighbor if they can watch over your kids for free, for example.
Yeah, of course,
all of this
They
stuff.
do it anyways.
Yeah, so this is what I like from German society. They really mind their own business. They don't care. They won't gossip you too.
No, they will gossip, but you won't notice it.
Well, what I meant by gossip is this nasty stare or just watching you all the time.
No, not that. They will, most likely when they see something, they will act like nothing happens, and then maybe at home they will later, yeah, guck mal. The Nessie was today wearing a weird dress. What's going on with her? But then a day later it's forgotten, and it's not like they make a full fan fiction lore out of it like in Indonesia.
Yeah, the Indonesians are a bit mean. I mean, the Indonesians are, I guess, the extreme side. They are extremely community oriented, but for that they are extremely two-faced. Could be like this.
Well, everything has pros and cons.
Because they have to hold themselves together, but they can't say they don't like you in your face. That's why they have to do it like this in gossiping ways. In Germany, it's a bit more straightforward, which is, I like it.
Yeah.
I guess that's all. Nessie's culture shocks. Do you have anything to add, Nikki?
I think I added quite a bit along the way. I would say it's done for now.
Yeah, so for the viewers, if you have anything to add, feel free to share, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.